go. Full screen. Here we are. We should be live now. Let me check. And we are. I'm gonna send the links here. Here. New video releases. Stream notifications. There we go. Right. We are here. Today's match is Portugal versus Bulgaria. Now, Portugal is having to use a backup player, so we are expecting last, but still, hopefully, it's a fun game. Portugal's backup, them are probably cooked. Well, not necessarily, because Brazil used a backup, and they still came second in theirs. So, we have Portugal versus Bulgaria right now, and then our next match will be, I believe, Somalia versus, who was it? Mexico, I think? So, that'll be an interesting match. That is the better two teams they're going to be playing off. But anyways, we'll just get this on the road right now. So I'll give you to the count of 5, and then you'll have 15 minutes to play the level and get as good as you can. And then when the timer ends, you can play out your last attempt. And then we'll have a 5-minute break, and then we'll go into the second 15-minute half. Right, so set the timer up here. Okay. Your 15 minutes starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right, that is 15 minutes on, so they can start playing now. I will just... Okay, I forgot. That's... You can probably hear that. Right. I should probably notify that the round's starting for both teams, because it doesn't seem like one of them has figured that one out. Right, so yeah, we do have a mobile screen share this time because everyone else can't make it, but it should work just like it does before. I don't know what's happening with the other person here, not even playing, but I've sent the notification out that's starting, and I've set it there, so there should be no reason that that's an issue, so it must be something else. Qualifying on Bulgaria's side. Bulgaria's the top right one here. That's 1 point for Bulgaria. Bulgaria, yeah, I said Bulgaria. Right. So yeah, 35% is 1 point, so there could be very frequent points here. Bangran is a very consistent level, at least with its wave. And we are seeing qualifying again. I don't know what Portugal's doing. I've sent them in notifications. This is a good run. 46, barely missing out. Another point for Bulgaria. Okay, we're at the wave again. I've messaged again Portugal's team about this. I don't really know what's happening. But, 35. Your stream's working now, by the way. I don't know. Okay, was that... Bro, I was too focused on that. Was that a point for, That might have been a point for Bulgaria there. I'll check. It in fact was, so that is an extra point for Bulgaria that I missed. Bring them up to 3. Oh, 43, that's another 1 point. I have messaged Portugal about this. It seems, I don't know, there might be an issue with the screen sharing there. We can just do this. Maybe that fixes it. Nope, still the same. Okay, Portugal's teams have to reconnect. There seems to be some screen sharing issues, but we can't really stop now. 32, barely missing out on another point there for Bulgaria. I have got your stream open again for Team Portugal. And that's qualifying again for Bulgaria. And that is barely missing out on 5 points again. Just 1 point awarded to Bulgaria, putting them up to 5. I swear this match better not be the Greece-Indonesia match. It might be at this point. So, yeah, every group, if you're new to this, every group has 12 teams. I'm gonna put this off. Every group has, 4 people in them, and there's 12 groups. The top 2 qualify for the main knockouts, along with the 8th best performing 3rd place teams, and the country that performs last gets eliminated in this. And we have reached the 50s on Bulgaria. Will we get any further? Passing the red part. For number 75 is where we get to the 10 points. Boom! 61. That is 5 points awarded. Portugal showing the Discord, not GD. Yes, but it was showing GD before and it still wasn't working. It's just on the main menu. So, I don't know what's going on with them. They're figuring it out. Sub-Zero, could you screen share again? It's like gone. Oh, Sub-Zero's left, and okay, I'm gonna have to keep track of how many extra points are awarded. This is going terribly today for some reason. Everyone's not doing good. What is happening right now? Okay, there we go. There's 1 point you missed out on Bulgaria for Bulgaria when you dipped. And that's 1 more point to Bulgaria again, putting them up to 11. Portugal tried to show GD. We've been messaging them a bunch and there's not. And we're qualifying for Bulgaria again. Getting into the 50s. Into the 60s. We could see 10 points here. If we can see a lock-in. I think the other stream's showing. Is it still showing Discord? Okay, it's showing the level, so that's good. The hardest part, Bangarang, by the way, is by far the ending, so we're probably gonna see a few deaths here, but we might see a fluke here. Gets to the end. All that we need to do is pass a couple cube clicks here, and that's it. If we don't see a fumble, this will be the first completion for Bulgaria, and we do! That's a completion for Bulgaria, 20 points awarded. Which puts them, this puts them in a good advantage for even the next two games against the top scoring people. And qualifying probably is gonna happen again. It does. We're gonna hit the 50s again. No, we don't actually. Only 48. That's 1 point award to Bulgaria, putting them up to 32. Yeah, Portugal's cooked. Portugal doesn't figure out this issue, definitely. And the fact that it's a backup as well. It's just everything's going wrong for Portugal right now. And back at the wave. We go. We haven't got access to the other screen share. And qualifying hit from Bulgaria. Will we get to the 50s? Yes, we do. That is only 5 points awarded, sadly, to Bulgaria. But Portugal have time, Portugal, needs to use the backup player because of match times, although we gave weeks for the match time, and now this issue's happening, so, I don't really know what to think about this. Restart the match. No, once it plays, we can't, because Greece was a no-show, and we still played, so we have to play on for these. That's why we have backup players, but if they have an issue, then, that's that. But we did say, I did tell Portugal to figure out a match time Bulgaria for weeks, and there wasn't any, so we just have to play on with this one. That's 31. That is not qualifying for Bulgaria. Okay, we're at qualifying again, and that's 1 point rewarded to Bulgaria. And still no screen share on Portugal's end. Oh, we do have a screen share going on. Hopefully it works this time. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, but we are seeing a good run on. Okay, we can see the game. We can see the game. Into the 50s for Bulgaria. Okay, so because we can see the game now, I will be awarding an extra however many minutes. 62, that is, okay. Stream failed to start, but that's, okay, why? Okay, the one time we get it and Sub-Zero stream fails. That's that should be 5 points awarded to Bulgaria. I didn't say. So, we're gonna do that. We have the stream open now, so yeah, how much time? Okay, that's not point awarded. Okay. Okay, so now we have the other stream. Oh no, it's Sub-Zero again. Sub-Zero, what is happening with your screen share? Okay, I'm gonna have to remember these points. As soon as we have one problem fixed, the other one arises. Bulgaria is going far. I'm gonna have to remember these points for later. I'll be giving Portugal an extra 10 minutes of play after the match. And 70! Okay, that is still 5 points awarded. Okay, Sub-Zero screen share again, so you can add those 5 points to Bulgaria. But Portugal is in it now, so we'll have this half finish. We will then play. There is just 23 seconds left. We'll play another 15-minute segment, and then we'll have another 10 minutes, which is just Portugal playing. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is your guys' last attempt on the level. So after this attempt, we'll have to pause, and then we'll have our little break. We're at qualifying for Bulgaria again. That's the last attempt for Portugal. Getting into the 50s for Bulgaria. Into the 60s. Into the 70s. This could be a good run. I think we're gonna see a 10-pointer, at least we do. This is the hardest part of the level. And yeah, fair enough, Def. That's 10 points worth to Bulgaria, putting them into 58 by the time this first half ends. So yeah, because of the Portugal lag thing, I will give 10 minutes extra after this 15 minutes. So I will be telling both of you to stop after the next 15-minute segment. And then we'll play with, I'll put Bulgaria out of the call, and we'll play with just Portugal for 10 more minutes of the stream. Just to make it a bit fair there. But, yeah, I might as well say, if you want to speak about your performance there, Bulgaria, you can, because you're really the only one that played there.
Yeah, man, I hate the section from 37 to, like, 50. In practice as well, constantly die right at the end, and it happened here as well.
Yeah,
well, I am more consistent. I think I looked at my attempts from 0. I am more consistent at 50 to 100 than I am from 25 to 100. Like, I pass 50 to 100 more often than 25 to 100. To 25 to 50, I mean. So, yeah, I don't know. The level is kind of just...
Well, I mean, yeah, I wanted to pick a 9 circles level, but there really isn't many good 9 circles levels. They're easy. I played all of them that I found, and I don't know, they're all kind of buns, so I just had to pick the least buns of the buns.
Yeah, I am curious why you went with the format where you only get, like, points when you reach a certain breakpoint, because I remember watching the, like, GD World Tournament.
Because, yeah,
like,
it's
the
because...
thing.
Yeah, it is because... Are you talking about, like, how it got... The percentage goes up for every percent?
Yeah, like, the difference there is, like, how much percent you get between 37 and, like, 40 or 48 matters. Like, each percentage extra that you gain matters as long as the run is qualifying.
Yeah, the difference is it's very hard to keep track of that manually, because this was originally going to be a 16... people tournament. We didn't really have this set up to be that grand. I didn't realize that 48 teams would want to join, so we're doing it all manually. So when we can't really It's a lot of work to do it for every single percent to keep track of that. It'll lead to a lot of errors, and it'll just lead to a bit of a faulty tournament. So that's why we've opted for this instead.
I see.
Next year, if I can get in contact with a few people, I will have it like the GD World Tournament structure. And if Champions releases before them, we'll switch to that, and we'll just use the way the Champions does it, the mod. But until then, this is what we're gonna be using.
Yeah, I see.
We'll start again in 1 minute. We'll
Okay.
start at 20, and 15 minutes, and then just the 10 minutes for Portugal. Oh, whoa, a donation. What? Thanks for the £2.50. Oomfa Critics, or however you say the name. Is level difficulty determined by the player's hardest? No, level difficulty is entry to easy, extreme for the group stages, and then every round we go, we get slightly harder. So, group round 1 of the group stage is easy, and then it's slightly harder for round 2, and then we get significant jumps for round of 32, 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. But yeah, W donation, thank you so much. Right, if you could both exit to the main level screen if you haven't already. Okay, it's just one person hasn't. And we'll start up the 15-minute timer again. Okay. Right. Timer. 15 minutes. Okay. Use time starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That is time. And we are moving on to our next half here. So we have 50 minutes, and then Portugal will get an extra 10 because of the screen sharing problems we had before. Two donations in one stream? Did I miss another donation? I swear there's only been one. If I missed one, I'm sorry. Qualifying 29 for Portugal, but that sadly doesn't mean anything, but we're seeing qualifying on Bulgaria's end. Oh my god, I did miss one! The same person, 99 cents. Thank you so much, I missed that one. Oopsie daisies. But that was that a point awarded to, that should be a point awarded, I think, to Bulgaria. Yeah, that was 1 point I missed. $28 on Portugal again, just barely missing out on getting a couple points here. We're gonna really want to see some points at least now or in that extra 10 minutes because it is not looking good to be at 0 points with this group. This is a very competitive group. Bulgaria definitely has some talent, even though being at the lower bracket. And Somalia is one of the favorites to win the entire thing. And Mexico is a pretty solid team. So, very competitive bracket here. Having 0 points is not going to help. We might see both of them reach qualifying here. No, we don't. 31 for Portugal, sadly not qualifying. But we are seeing Bulgaria get a pretty good run here. And dies at 47, I believe. So that's 1 point awarded. Putting them up to 60 now. Qualifying on Bulgaria's end. gets 46. That is 1 point awarded to Bulgaria, putting them in the 61. Both of them are, oh no, I was gonna say both of them are pretty equal where they are, not the case anymore. This is the first level that they've played, I believe, that I have beaten myself. I guess that's an interesting fact. And we are at the qualifying mark for Bulgaria. Will we see good runs here? Now, if Bulgaria could get a second completion in, I believe that makes them the third best performing, or sorry, the fourth best performing nation when it comes to completion count. Sadly, it isn't looking like Portugal's getting anywhere right now. However, Bulgaria is on a run here, getting to 70, hitting the 75 range, where we see some major points here. This is either 10 points or completion. Pass is the hardest section. I think we might end up seeing completion here. Just a couple cube clicks to go, and that will be the second completion of this match. No, we don't! No, 10 points awarded. 71 and 71 now. Dies to, oh my goodness, what a death. Dies to the cube timing. That sucks. We're again seeing qualifying from Bulgaria. Bulgaria is really pushing it for this last half. Into the 70 again. Probably gonna try and avenge that last death. Into the last half. Portugal dies to the wave again, sadly not hitting any points. No! Dies to the last wave click. That's 10 points to Bulgaria. Just can't find these completions, sadly, which would be helping a lot. And we've hit qualifying again for Bulgaria. This is becoming a very quick pattern. Bulgaria is actually playing so good. At 51, getting 5 points, putting them to 86. Bulgaria is actually doing so well that, honestly, could probably compete with the top 2 teams. I think this could give Mexico a run for its money. Somalia, while being one of the favorites to win, only actually recently, got far and beat the level, last night, because they're very confident. So, it's a very even match, I feel like, for at least the number 1 and 2 spot. Mexico, I don't really know how well they'd be doing, but they're in the top bracket, so we expect high from them. Sadly, another wave death on Portugal's end, not getting any points. We have hit qualifying for Bulgaria. Gets into the 50 range. Sadly, another wave death for Portugal there, not getting anything. We are seeing a good run from Bulgaria. Can they clutch it up and get a completion this time instead of dying at the very end? We're in the hardest part of the level now. Into the 80s. Into the last cube. If we don't see a mess up like last time, we could see some points here. I believe it's just one more click. And there we go! 20 points awarded to Bulgaria. Which means that we are seeing a second completion here. That means that they are currently the 3rd ranked team when it comes to completion counts. Over 100 points, yeah. I think when you get over 100 points, that shows that you're doing good for the team. I think that shows competence in your team's capability. Because Qatar was doing very good, and that was just over 100. Getting into the 60s now, with just over 5.5 minutes left of play. Another very good run for Bulgaria. Bulgaria has definitely entered some kind of flow state here. Found the momentum here. Into the 80s. Again, are we gonna see a 3rd completion? No! Dies the last click again, or second to last click. 10 points awarded, putting Bulgaria to 116. Maybe Portugal can clutch something up here. No, dies at the beginning of the wave again. Sadly, that is gonna be no points. Both of them at the beginning here. So yeah, Mexico and Somalia are definitely gonna have to try pretty well later on. We're not gonna be streaming those immediately after. I believe it's 7 PM BST for their match. Qualifying again on Bulgaria's end. Bulgaria doesn't really seem to mess up in these middle parts anymore, so this could be a good run. Enters the 50 range. Still alive. Sadly, another beginning wave death for Portugal. Bulgaria is cooking here. Is probably going to reach the 75 range again. Yes. And dies the hard wave. Yep, expected 10 points to Bulgaria, putting them to 126. I believe they are now the 3rd best scoring nation. I might be wrong, but I believe they're behind Sweden and Ukraine. There might be another one I'm forgetting. But if they're not, they're one of the higher scoring ones here. Both of them are at similar ranges, right? Never mind, Portugal died. What happened to Portugal? 10 minutes of their stream was like messed up, so we're gonna give them an extra 10 minutes to play after the fact. Bulgaria's launching another one into the 50s here. Bulgaria is definitely doing very well. What is 61? That is only 5 points awarded this time to Bulgaria. Putting them to, I think... Oh, my phone's messed up. 131. Sadly dies at the beginning of the wave again. I don't think 10 minutes is gonna help them. You never know. You never know. You know, 10 minutes has fixed a bunch of things in life. You never know if they'll be the same here. There's just under 2 minutes remaining of this match. We are seeing, we actually don't see Bulgaria get anything there. Barely missing out. I don't know if the green icons are helping Portugal here with visibility, but, is 0 points a guaranteed loss? No. It's not a guaranteed loss, but with how good these other 3 groups are with Portugal, the next round that Portugal has to play, they have to play out of their minds to win. But it never really means that you're 100%. That's 32%, it's a new best at least. It never really means that you're going to be out for good. Because you never know how poorly these other teams' players can be later on in the tournament. But we are entering the 50s again for Bulgaria. Entering the 80s. This could be a completion. Entering the last 2 clicks. Can we get third one in? And we do! That is the 3rd completion for Bulgaria, giving them 20 points with just 15 seconds to go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this, guys, is your last attempts here. That's Bulgaria done. That's my timer not muted. Bulgaria died the second after, so that one isn't gonna count. Portugal is done. Sadly, yeah, as I said that, Bulgaria did die. So this attempt that Bulgaria is playing isn't going to matter for anything. Group 4. We're gonna watch it, but yeah, this is kind of sad to watch. Oh damn, they're getting far and this attempt doesn't count. He's already dead. Yeah, he's already dead and he's getting far. Okay, sadly that attempt is invalid due to when we said stop.
Was that?
Yeah, there was an attempt like a couple percent.
I knew it was barely. Yeah.
Oof. Okay. Well, anyways, Portugal. It's not over for Portugal to get some points. Okay, Portugal still has 10 extra minutes, but Bulgaria. Before you leave to call your team, do you want to say anything? Because that is an incredible performance. 151 points is nothing to scoff at there.
Oh, that's actually by far my best performance from my practice. I really locked in at the end there. That was very nice. Yeah.
Sadly, you could have had so many completions, but there was just a couple really poor depths.
I mean, no, some of the other people in Group 4 in the chat also said it, like, that last click is just, I think I have, before this, I had, 7 completions, and I had 5 deaths at that last click. Oh. So, it wasn't that big of a surprise to me, to be honest, but, yeah. It's a really dumb click, but...
Well,
anyway.
you performed well. That's gonna put you in a very good position going into round 2. Your team might, even though you're in the bottom bracket, might have a chance of getting, into the top 2 there, automatic qualification if Mexico or Somalia mess up. So, good job on that. But I can ask you to leave the call because we need to do 10 minutes of extra time for Portugal. Portugal, if you want to exit into the main menu bit, and we will do our extra 10 minutes for Portugal. So I will set up the timer here. Just 10 this time. Gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That should be. Oh, there we go. Right, so Portugal gets an extra 10 minutes because we had some screen sharing issues and it wasn't screen sharing the screen for like a while, so we are giving 10 minutes of extra time to Portugal to maybe pull a couple points or something. Now, this does still matter because obviously Portugal is going to want to look for a bunch of points here at the second half to not come dead last and get eliminated. So any points here will help in that cause, but it isn't looking likely for Portugal to do well in this tournament. They are going to have to put on a show for the second round if they want to stay in the game, or even have a chance to. Into the wave. This could be, 31 sadly. So, yeah, the match, I guess I'll read the matches after this round. So, 7 p.m., we have our expected one of Mexico versus Somalia. And then tomorrow, we will be watching Italy versus Poland and San Marino versus Slovakia. That's a fun one. San Marino versus Slovakia. We'll see how that one goes. The laggy screen makes it so much worse. Well, there will be a lot worse in this tournament, I'm expecting, so it's fine. Can I participate? I completed kata, but my video deleted. You can participate, but not for this season, because we stopped the applications for this one a while ago, but in the description of this live stream, if you click on the Discord server, you can enter your country name in there, and you will be qualified to participate or registered to participate for next season if we do one. Okay, at the wave again. No, 32 missing out on the point, sadly. That could have been something. That could have been something. By the way, I have got 15 minutes set up on the timer on the on the OBS, but I have my actual timer going, so that isn't the real time that's left. There is 6 minutes and 15 seconds left of actual time. I believe the San Marino player is technically, like, they live now in Italy, but I do think they have, like, they're in Italy right now, but I think they do have San Marino heritage, which is why we allowed it. Hopefully we can get a single point in here. That is half the time up. There's only 5 minutes left. That time on OBS isn't true. Sadly, it's not looking like we're gonna get any points. There's a choke point, it seems, at 32 for the Portuguese player. Four minutes remaining to get something done here. Who's the best player in the tournament? There's a couple people who have nearly beaten Akron, nearly beating AOD, some Edge of Destiny victors, Solar Flare victors, Jesse Gaming and Hover are in the Discord, but they're not participating because they joined too late. But maybe we can set up a pro player match for both of them for use. That's not like an official World Cup match. They are eligible for next season though. 31, sadly nothing for Portugal yet, with 2.5 minutes on the clock. We're gonna have to see something now. It's looking like even with this extra time, it's gonna be still 151-0. Two minutes left on the clock. Very big lag here. Yeah, the lags increase somehow even more. A minute 10 on the clock here to get any points here whatsoever. Sadly, 28. Why is Portugal 0? They haven't scored anything. Sadly, I don't think we're gonna see any points here, even with this 10 minutes of additional time. It's not looking like there's much here. 10, 9, the OBS one's wrong. 7, 6. 6, I will actually just turn it off for yous. 1, this is your last attempt, Portugal. My phone's going off, amazing. Last attempt. Ah. Well, don't say, oh yeah, we could see last attempt points here. You never know. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. No, that is it. Sadly, still with the 10 minutes additional time, 0 points awarded to Portugal. That is time. So, we still have to wait for Mexico and Somalia to play. They are going to have to try and beat 151 points because they still really probably don't want to get into 3rd place. So, that's going to be an interesting game. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you 7 p.m. BST for the next match. And yep, that's me done. Thanks for watching. Peace.